In the springtime, guys that are fishing a lot of times are catching spawning fish and not even knowing that they're catching spawning fish. You know, they could be flipping cattails. I remember a recent fishing trip with Jeff where we were flipping cattails on a lake and the water was off color and you couldn't see in there, and it was also kind of windy and cloudy. We were catching spawning fish but we weren't seeing them. You know, we were taking the STUPIO craw, we were pitching it into the holes in the reeds, holes in the grass, places that we feel like where a fish would spawn, and fishing it in a manner that we would if we could see right there and catching fish. And how you gain insight on that to be able to present it in practice is when you go sight fishing and you can see a fish, watch how they're reacting to the bait. Watch how sometimes it takes 10, 15, 20 pitches to the exact same location to get a bite. And if you can take that mentality to a same situation where you can't see the fish, a lot of times it's going to pay off with more bites.
You know, I've always said when it gets this time of the year and the fish are spawning or really close to spawning, they can be really tough to catch if you're not actually looking at them and seeing them on a bed. And part of that, in my opinion, is just like when you see a fish on a bed, he's not always easy to catch. A lot of times you have to work him for a while, and if these fish are up here spawning and you're just flipping in these holes and pulling it right out, you know, you could, there's one. Finally got a bite, not a big one, but it is a fish. But what I was saying is, you could be flipping in these holes and a fish be in there and he just not bite. He just sit there and look at it because he is on a bed. They're not always protected. But just taking this new STUPIO craw and flipping it in there, I've actually rigged it different. I was flipping it, you know, with the jig head earlier. Now I've just Texas rigged it. And partly because of what I'm fishing. With this Texas rig, it just kind of slides through them cattails a little bit easier.